We've done it. You've made it. Welcome to the monthly Ad Badger customer webinar. I hope you're having a great one out there today. Today is the 11th of September, and we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of things. Let me stop the scroller. Let's jump into the webinar. If you're new here, this is the September 2023 monthly customer webinar. We're going to be covering some Ad Badger updates, basically what 1,149 marketplaces get to play with this month. Let's jump in. So here we go. I want to start with a quick icebreaker for those of you watching. Shout out to Zane, who said, "Start, please." Zane, we're started right on time. Zane, I'm curious, where are you tuning in from? And what's the best thing about that place? Where are you tuning in from? And the best thing about that place. Where could it be? It could be Cincinnati, Ohio. It could be Manila in the Philippines. It could be Sydney, Australia. Shout out to our friends down under. It could be somewhere in Germany. It could be maybe down the street. I'll go first. I'm hosting this webinar from Austin, Texas. And I think the best thing about it is actually this river that runs through it. It's the Colorado River. And you can go stand up paddleboarding down there. Shout out to SoCal, sunny weather. Although you had rain for the first time this year. So let's jump into it. If you're new here, this is our Ad Badger monthly customer webinar. Basically, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at tool updates, content updates, company updates, features coming soon. As you know, if you are an Ad Badger customer, we roll out new features monthly. So basically every couple of weeks, you will see new things drop into the tool, which is really nice. So let's take a look here at the content that we released first. So the first thing that I will say about our content, if you are new around here, we've released over 250 pieces of content about Amazon advertising, and we just can't stop. We talked to the doctor, but there's nothing they can do. We just have to keep making more. And we've collected and sorted and combined a lot of this content into what we call the Badger Guide to Amazon PPC Advertising. Definitely go and check this out, because what this is a list that's categorized of all of our content. So you can sort of check it out, see it, browse it, and it's a great way to find exactly what you need. So if you need some help on bidding, we've got a bidding section. If you need some help on SEO basics, we've got an SEO basics section. So this is usually the first place that I recommend people start and continue their Amazon PPC journey. A really cool piece of content that we released in the last 30 days was actually using ChatGPT to advance your Amazon campaigns. We actually came out with a little prompt guide, which covers some AI prompts to talk about product strategy or listing and business strategy and customer relationships. It was a really cool piece of content. Shout out to Clement on our squad, who goes deep into AI. Did a cool little podcast with our dear friend Elizabeth Green, where we built this little flow chart. Like if sales are down for a product, take a look at your sessions. If your sessions are down, what does that mean? Check your organic ranking. What does that mean? Check your competitor sales trend. So basically a flow chart to help you get the lay of the land. I love this kind of thinking. Definitely check that out if you can. We also did an app-focused podcast about what it's like optimizing about 2 million bids a day. So of the about 1,100 marketplaces on Ad Badger, we're optimizing. We're looking and we're scanning and we're changing about 2 million bids a day, which is kind of crazy because I think 2 million times in a month, it's like 60 million bids modified a month, which is an absurd amount. So we spent a lot of time thinking about our bid algorithm. So we had our CTO, Nick, on our show, where he talked about some of the technical side of grabbing that much data every day and making those changes. I thought it was a really interesting episode. Without further ado, let's begin to talk about some app updates. I Slack with a couple of our Ad Badger customers, and I basically said, hey, I was asking for feedback. I was like, hey, is there any problems with the app that you're experiencing? And it got no response because the app truly is lighter, faster, the lowest bug rate in history. So it feels amazing to be in the tool right now. So if you're not a Badger customer, play around with loading 500 rows of data at a time. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And also never hesitate to write in with new requests. In fact, we prioritize these from our existing customers. So this is a screen cap that I sent to a good friend, Sean, on the show, in chat, just letting him know that we started working on adding filters to our duplicate hunter screen. So we're really big in prioritizing our customer requests. So a lot of the things that you'll see here actually came from some of our customer requests, which is really cool. So I've got a whole bunch of notable updates. I'm going to be going back and forth between here and our tool. So let me go over here. So the first thing is going to be speed updates. And I'll just talk briefly about speed. I feel like the app every single month gets faster and faster. And that's always been true, but it's taken a really big leap probably around August. So I recently did some tests in Ad Badger versus Amazon. And it's like, you want to load a search term report for all of your search terms for sponsored products and sponsored brands for the last 120 days. That would be a bit of a task inside Amazon, right? Like, go download your sponsored product search term report for 60 days. Go download all the sponsored brands for 60 days. Go download in the past, I combined these two sheets. And if you didn't download in the past, you'd be out of luck. What's cool about Ad Badger is we save that information for you. So, looking at a search term report, and this is our staging server. So you'll see some wonky campaign names. A lot of these are the names of our developers as they sort of poke around here. But, we're able to load 60,000 rows of search term history for a long period of time relatively quickly. So boom, we've just loaded 61,059 rows of search term data for both sponsored products and sponsored brands in the matter of seconds. So, and I can sort of sift and navigate this data with 500 rows at a time. I absolutely love that feature. So what's also crazy is that our staging server runs on like the power of an iPhone, not our sort of main customer server. So I'm really proud of all the work and attention we've done to sort of make this app as quick as possible, which I couldn't be more thrilled at. So when it comes to sort of search term management, Ad Badger wins. And I wasn't always able to say that, but sort of producing really long histories for your sponsored product and sponsored brand search term report, I couldn't be more proud. Another thing that I was testing versus Amazon was our product ads. So that loaded pretty immediately. So there, in this particular account, there's 224 products. And I always like to set it to 500 rows at a time, just giving me the most data as possible. And we made so many improvements and adjustments to these tables over the last several months. And, it might be silly to get so excited over tables, but I mean, if you're an Amazon PPCer, you're logging into Amazon, which is essentially just a table. You're logging into Excel spreadsheets, which are literally tables, and having really fast tables that get you exactly what you need, I think are so valuable. So really, really proud of our speed. In case you're new around these parts, you can pin different columns. So I love that feature. So let's say you wanted the product name and the product ASIN there, and then you also wanted like a picture of those. You can also pin that. So you can pin multiple rows to the left. And then when I scroll over here to the right, I can see that. If I wanted something like, well, what campaign are these in? I want to be able to view that at all times. I can pin that over there to the right. So then I can sort of browse my data like this, which I find really exciting. And if I wanted to sort of see things like show me products with an ACOS between a particular range. So maybe it's going to be less than 30, but the ACOS can be greater than 20. I could do something like that. And always save your filters. Like if you think you're going to be coming back and looking at the same set of data again, save these filters. So I can say, I can call this mid-range ACOS, save and apply that set. And then what's cool about this is like the next time that I load this screen, I'm going to see this right in my saved filters, which is wonderful. So I have a mid-range ACOS, boom, next time I come here, immediately there they are. Other cool ways to interact with this, sort of from a time-saving perspective, is to essentially pick what area you want to sort of view this information in. So if I wanted to say, I only want to see my products in a certain set of campaigns. So let's say I just wanted to view them in this campaign family. I can go ahead and view that. Now I have those campaigns selected. So again, save this filter. I can call this mid-range ACOS in my, in this case, I see a lot of Carlos campaigns. In my Carlos campaigns, and I can go ahead and save and apply that set, which is really cool. So I love that feature to be able to just sort of zero in on exactly what I want to look at and how I want to look at it. So definitely get used to that. And I do think that's just a really quick way of logging into App Badger. And again, you can save those filters on any level. The benefit of loading 61,000 search terms at a time isn't really to go and read every single search term. What you always want to find is a subset of a family. So really, you don't want to find every single search term here. You want every single search term to load, and then you want to view things, show me things that have orders greater than 100. Save this, and I can call this, strong order count. So that's really the power of being able to load everything super fast and then applying a filter super duper fast, so that every time you log back in, it's just like you get exactly the data that you want every single time. So I can see here exactly what the search term is, the campaign that it landed in. I can do a quick scan here. And if I wanted to, we'll get into bulk actions in a second, but if I wanted to, I can promote these to keywords. I could promote them as targets. Or if I wanted to, block these, turn them into negatives. But more on bulk actions in just a second here. So really, to me, when I first started Ad Badger, I really wanted it to be a place that I could beat spreadsheets. I was a big spreadsheet user, and I wanted to be able to, instead of downloading a bulk file, instead of downloading a report from Amazon, I wanted a place to be able to go and get my data as quick as possible so that I can go in, make bid adjustments. I wanted to be able to say, hey, show me all of my keywords with a particular ACOS range, with coming from a particular campaign. For these, I want to go in and make a particular bid adjustment really fast. And finally, sort of as of August, September, this is really the first time that I feel like we've really surpassed and sort of blown spreadsheets out of the water. So if you're currently managing by spreadsheets, or you're going in regularly and you're making changes like, oh, let me decrease bids on all things with an ACOS over 100%, things like that. In this case, ACOS over 100%. And, I would save this filter and I would say active keywords with ACOS over 100%, and then leave a little note to myself, decrease bids 10%. Previously, if I wanted to do this, I'd be downloading a bulk file, and bulk files involve a lot of steps. I have to download it. I have to make my changes in Excel. I need to re-upload it. I need to make sure I didn't make any errors. But when I have these sort of saved filters, which allows me to, let me view my low spend branded keywords, or let me view keywords that spent over 10 with an ACOS over 50, so I can reduce the bids. In this case, the filter I just created was active keywords with an ACOS over 100, decrease bids by 10%. So what's cool about this, I can just log in, I can ask someone from my team to log in once a week, go ahead and pull this filter with the action right inside. So imagine I had several different filters in here with the actions in here about what to do so that my team can, or your team can just sort of select those keywords. And again, I can select up to 500 at a time to basically select those keywords and then go ahead and apply that change really, really quickly. So I can go ahead here and update the bid, percentage decrease 10%. And I would go ahead and update that bid. And what's cool about this in Ad Badger is like when I do that, these changes are sent to Amazon immediately. So right now, Ad Badger is communicating with Amazon, sending bid down the line. And in a couple of seconds, I'll have updated those bids, which is really cool. I get a little summary of all that. I just updated 209 keywords. So this is great. So this is for sponsored product, sponsored brand, and sponsored display across my entire account, which I absolutely love. Speaking of these sort of bulk actions, this is a really good time to sort of just circle back to these bulk actions. This is a recent update. I talked a bit about bulk actions. I've had a month now to use these, but really to me, the way that I'm thinking of it, if I want to go in and view my campaigns at a certain level, I want to look at a particular cohort of performance, all of my keywords, ACOS over 100%, keywords without orders, keywords with 10 clicks without orders, keywords with a low ACOS, campaigns that are out of budget, campaigns that are branded, search terms that are branded, search terms that are unbranded. I have all these little buckets of data that I need to look at. And Ad Badger really does make it fast to be able to do it. So if you're optimizing PPC campaigns, you surely have your own set of things that you want to look at. All of your keywords that contain the word shoes, all of your keywords from a certain campaign, all of your keywords from a group of campaigns, whatever it is that you want to be looking at, the saved filters are a game changer. So I really, really enjoy that. So at every single level here, we have different things that you can do. So I want to point out a couple things here. We added new menus, and I think this is great. We realized that we were making people spend like an extra click or two, clicking on Ad Manager only to go to view all keywords. So now you can sort of get to exactly where you want to get to. You might also notice that they feel a lot better now, which I'm really excited about. So just super quickly, view all campaigns. You can make bulk actions now. I think this one is crazy. Like if you wanted to change all of your sponsored products to fixed bids or up and down or down only, you can do it right from here, which I absolutely love. So a lot of times people do this. They might launch a campaign with up and down, and they want to switch it to fixed bids, and then they want to switch things over with a certain ACOS to down only. You can do that in bulk right now to your sponsored products campaigns, which is really great. You can change budget in bulk, which is really nice. So if you're going into maybe Prime Day and you just want to increase all your budgets a certain amount, hey, increase all my budgets by 20%, you can go ahead and do that. And again, you can combine filters with that. So if you wanted to only increase your sponsored products, I would select my sponsored products. Now I'm just viewing my sponsored products. And if you wanted to move just those budgets up a particular amount, you can. So you can combine a lot of these filters with actions, which I feel like unlocks a lot of potential here. Another really interesting thing is you can now change your placements in bulk. So you can give all of your campaigns, 100% top of search or 25% product page in mass, in bulk. So again, just sort of shortcutting the amount of time that it takes to get stuff done. Now, what's really cool about this, you can view the bidding strategy in bulk. So you can see exactly where everything is at, which is really nice. I can also view the bidding adjustments in bulk. So I can see, you can see here, top of search, 111%, product page, 22%, so on and so forth. So when you look at this, I can see that for many of these campaigns, I have no top of search and I have no product page adjustments here. So I can begin to sort of look at this and I can say, I'm not bidding properly for top of search and rest of search. And I can begin to sort of tell myself, hey, I better go take some action. So this is a perfect little audit. So like one thing that you should probably be doing is have your top of search product page bid adjustments. And you can quickly see from the ad manager view all campaigns, oh, for this particular account, it often doesn't have top of search or product pages, which is one of the easiest things to optimize for. So some other really interesting things that we have related to this is that when you go in to a particular individual campaign, granted this is a staging server, but you can actually see performance over time per placement. This was a really good request. We've had this now for about a year. And basically what we wanted to see was, okay, when you make changes, if you come in here and you change your placement modifiers for top of search or product page, what actually happens? Does sales go up for top of search? Does it go up for product page? Does it stay steady for rest of search? So sort of seeing these things is great. So let's say I wanted to see for top of search how sales and CPC are related. I can sort of apply those two things and I can see this information over time. Now, again, this is a staging server, so some of the data is a little bit wonky. Like it's telling me that I have a $475 cost per click on top of search. Obviously, yours would look much different than this, but it allows you to sort of see, hey, what was I paying for clicks on top of search, and how did that impact my sales? How did that impact my orders, which is a really valuable piece of info to know. So I absolutely love that. While we're on that topic, let's say you come in here and you make a bunch of product page or top of search bid adjustments, and you want to know how these campaigns have progressed over time. So now I have these campaigns selected. This is a wonderful, wonderful button here, view in dashboard. So let's assume I came in here and I made a whole bunch of placement bids. I can now view this in the dashboard. So what Ad Badger is doing right now is it's going and it's grabbing those campaigns, and it's basically, now I have just those 4 campaigns selected. If I want to see what those campaigns are, they're right here. If I want to add more campaigns to the analysis, I can. But it's got those 4 campaigns that I just selected, and I can go any date range. So if I know I made changes in August, I can compare August versus July. And it's showing me the change in clicks, the change in orders. I have a nice little table here showing me how much I spent differently, what my sales change was, how my ACOS changed. It's a really great way to sort of get a sense of, did the changes I made positively impact those campaigns or not? I come here often when I'm making changes and I want to sort of share something with a client. Hey, client, guess what? We're getting, 1,500% more impressions. This is, again, the staging account. But, we got, what is that, 7 million% more sales? It's pretty nice, huh? So I absolutely love this view. And for a lot of people that want to know their data performance over time, again, I still have those 4 campaigns selected. I can come down here and I can basically see how that data has progressed. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. And I can see how clicks changed. I can see how spend changed. I can see how orders changed. So in terms of, and I can add any metric up here too. So if I wanted to see how orders progressed over time, there's my order values, there's my spend values, there's my ACOS. I love this view. I love being able to sort of just quickly get a pulse on my data, which is amazing. So those are bulk actions. We've got them at every level. Change your bids in bulk, add new positives in bulk, negate keywords in bulk. Some other notable updates. Let me go ahead and reset this. So now I have all my campaigns selected, and let me go to ad trends. I love this view. When I scroll down here, we upgraded 2 charts here. The first is we fixed up the pie chart for sponsor product, sponsor brand, sponsor display. So now you can see your ad spend by campaign type. This is one of the first things I look at. So if I were to open up this account, I would see, wow, you're spending so much on sponsored brands. you should probably scale up your sponsored products. Again, this is a staging account, so the data is a little different. But yeah, it just allows me to see how my spend distribution is currently and how it has changed over time. So you can see in this account, pretty, again, staging server, but we spent $1,600 over here. I can see the distribution, sponsored product, sponsored brand, sponsored display. And then over here, I can see how that changed. I can see how much more we're spending and the breakdown of campaign type, which I really enjoy. So that's been really great to see. We added a log scale to this. So this is showing you search term spend by order amount. So basically what this is showing me, it's telling me that I spent 2.7 million on things with no orders. It's telling me that I spent 14 million on things with orders, 5+ orders, 4 orders, 3 orders, so on and so forth. We added a log scale, which is just a different way to view your data. A mathematician in the audience will have to share what log scale means. It basically just changes the y-axis here, from 10 to $106 to basically by factors of 10, which is helpful when your data is like this. So we added a log scale there so that you can see how much you're spending on things with no orders, which I absolutely love. So that's been upgraded. A couple more notes on the drop downs for the menu. Absolutely love this. We call this not just a menu, but the mega menu, because it shows you every single tool that you have available at your fingertips. So instead of clicking on dashboard previously and then going to your bid health report card or your bidding trends, now you can just sort of get there from the drop down. This is really cool to just sort of jump in exactly where you want to jump to. All of your targeting tools, your search term tools, search term quick attack, search term duplicate hunter, it's all there for you. It's really, really nice. So those are a whole bunch of things that I'm really excited about. One other thing is the product dashboard and Total-ACOS report. So let's actually jump into the product ad data. So again, you can change any table to compact or comfortable. I'll put it in comfortable here so we get the product images. Basically, we completely rebuilt this from the ground up so that it is tremendously fast and gives you Total-ACOS data with regularity. So there's a couple different things that you can do here. So the first thing is view your product ad data. This is similar to the Amazon product ad data, where it basically is showing you the image of the product itself, the ACOS. If you click this, you get taken to the listing, the ASIN, how many ad sales, ad impressions, ad clicks, ad orders, ACOS you had for that, which is really nice. So we have all these available to you. So pretty cool there. What we also added is this little star feature. So when you star a product, you bring it over to perhaps one of my favorite areas of our tool, which is the Total-ACOS product performance report. The table shows you sponsored product, sponsored display, organic sales, total sales, and Total-ACOS. So now I have product image, the product itself, and then I get Total-ACOS data. So Total-ACOS is going to be your total sales minus, your ad cost over your total sales. So we actually calculate that for you. So we're going in, you connect your business reports, and we get how many total sales each product has generated, as well as how many units that product has sold. And we give you an approximate organic revenue. So now you can see your advertising performance right next to your organic performance, right next to your Total-ACOS performance, which I absolutely love. So the workflow that I've been using here is I've been scanning my Total-ACOS report, and I've been looking for things inside and outside my Total-ACOS range. So if something's higher Total-ACOS than I want, I will go in and I will try to lower the target ACOS. So it's all about sort of seeing where I'm at and making the appropriate adjustments. If I have a really good ACOS and a really good Total-ACOS, that means I can probably launch some new campaigns for that particular product. If I have a really high ACOS for a product, I can go in and maybe lower the ACOS for those products, thus improving the total ACOS. Other scenarios might be where I have a really good ACOS, but a bad total ACOS. That probably means I need to boost up my organic. So I'll probably look at my ranking reports and things like that. So being able to get total ACOS in our tool, absolutely wonderful. This is currently available to sellers with vendor support coming in the next few months. So I absolutely love this feature. I use this a lot. And one thing I do is I will often sort of come here and look at the product performance. So, okay, this particular product spent $56,000. Let me go over to my product ads and then go ahead and search that product and then see how that product has performed in the different campaigns that it's in. So this is the summary data up top for that product. And then down below, I have all the different campaigns that particular product is in. And then I could begin to sort of make changes, change the target ACOS, maybe pause it in certain areas. So I absolutely love that workflow, going back and forth from the total ACOS report into my all product ads, which is really nice. So we rebuilt that, start those products, see the total ACOS. If you've been on Ad Badger a while, you'll know that we give you all of the bid change history that took place for your campaigns, except you had to drill down. So if I wanted to view the bid change history for this particular keyword, I'd have to click on the keyword, and then I see the bid change history for this particular keyword, which is nice, right? So it allows you to just sort of click on that keyword and see how their performance changed over time. So this is great. I really like this view where I'm just basically looking and I'm sort of saying, okay, how has this keyword's bid changed over time? And I can see all the bid changes. It's had 45 bid changes in 40 days. And I can just see exactly what's going on, what it's doing, why it's increasing it, inching up to get more clicks. I love this view. This is just for one keyword. I can also go ahead and view the data at the ad group level. So now I can drill in to that particular keyword and I can see when Bids by Badger was turned on. And then I can view all the bid changes for that particular ad group. So all of the different things that were changed, I can see the bid change history for that particular ad group. But what if you wanted to view all the bid changes for a certain day in every single ad group that you have? We just added that ability. So let's say I wanted to just view all the bid changes on like September 7th. I can go ahead and select that date range. And now, well, in this particular staging account, I have a filter. Let's go ahead and get rid of that filter. So in this particular staging account, I don't have any history for that day, but I can select any date or date range and view all the bid changes in every single keyword in every single campaign, which is really nice. So here I have 6,000 bid changes. So I can see what it was, what I changed it to, the percent change, the minimum bid, the maximum bid, as well as the automation source, like how it was changed. So this was really cool. So this also will capture changes that you make inside Ad Badger manually. So if I were to come over here and go ahead and select a particular keyword and then do a manual bid change, I wanted to set this to 450, or I wanted to percent increase it 10%, whatever, that change would also be posted up in our change history. So what we wanted to do with sort of this tool, we give you all sorts of history. We give you your search term graduation history. We give you your negative keyword history. We give you history for individual keywords. We just really wanted to beef up the history that's displayed for everything, everywhere. So sometimes you might have a question, hey, my negative keyword tool ran today. Did it run and not find anything, or did it not run at all? So we want to start even telling you when things ran, even if nothing was changed, which will be really nice. Other really cool things that we've done over the last month. Shout out to Abe who requested this. When you create a new negative keyword nightly hunt automation, So this is the tool that goes ahead and scans for search terms that spent over $30 without an order, turn to a negative. You'll notice now it allows you to select the place that you want the negative keyword to act on. So it'll only act on this one campaign now. So if you have different negative keyword rules that you want to set for branded campaigns versus non-branded campaigns, or you had a different target ACOS, for this campaign, you want to go up to 50 clicks without an order, but this campaign, you only want to go 20 clicks without an order. You can now set these up. So I can just run through this. So it's going to run on Saturday, block it at the ad group level to this particular campaign. It's going to add them as a negative exact when something, spends above 30 without an order. And I can now also pick the days that I want it to run. So why would you set this to any particular day? So let's say you create a task on Fridays to go in and just see what new negative keywords were added. This is the reason for this. So this is really helpful. Generally, I would recommend setting a time frame for every Friday, I'm just going to log in. I can call this, new negative keywords test. Go ahead and finish that rule. And then what I can do is just log in every Friday and see what was added. Okay, this was added. And then if I didn't want any of these things to be a negative, I could, of course, add them to the never negatives, which basically says, even if a search term meets the requirements of a negative keyword tool, don't add it as a negative anyway. I still want to appear for it. So I really, really like that feature. So that is why we added pick your day of the week. So yeah, the app is in a really wonderful spot. We're really incorporating more and more changes every month, which is wonderful. We are going to finish this presentation by just talking about new things. So if you go to adbadger.com/roadmap, you can see this too. So at adbadger.com/roadmap, you can always get a list of things that we have done over the last, and you can see we're just updating all the time. 1 week ago, new bulk actions. 1 week ago, set your own schedule. 1 week ago, set negative keyword rules on a per campaign basis. So we're constantly adding things, which is great. So here's some of the new things that we're going to be adding within the next month or so. Campaign creation. Finally, we're plugging a big hole that I think we have inside the tool. So basically, when you're looking at your campaign screen, imagine having a button here to create a new campaign. Imagine when you're looking at your keywords, a button to add new keywords. So that's essentially it. So being able to create new stuff inside the tool, finally. Really, really excited about all the things that we have there. This isn't next month, I don't believe, but this is on the radar. We showed you the bid change history for your entire account. Imagine if you were able to say, hey, go to September 1st and show me all my bid changes for September 1st, and then reset all the bids to what they were on September 1st. Amazing utility for things like Black Friday or Cyber Monday. Imagine resetting your bids to what they were before that time. Awesome. Now you could do that right inside Ad Manager right now. You could go to view all your keywords and you could select them all. And if you increase them a certain amount, okay, I increased all my bids by $1. Whoop, not $100. You increased all your bids by $1. Then you can just go back in and decrease them by $1. But just being able to sort of set it back to what it was on September 1st, I think it'll be really cool. Another thing I'm super excited about is day parting. I'm really excited for what we have in store for day parting. I think it's going to be really unique and give you insight into your campaigns and give you new ways to think about bid optimization, which I can't wait on. So we don't stop here at iBadger. And I think that's everything that I have for this webinar. Thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, you're a true Badgerhead. Let me know if you have any questions. We are here for you. There's a chat bubble in the bottom right of adbadger.com and our app itself, so you can write into either place. We're standing by for your questions. I hope you had a great one. If you made it here and you are not an Ad Badger customer, just go to our website, click View Demo. There we have a demo. You can book a call with me and the rest of the squad, talk about the tool. Would love to show you around. We made leaps and bounds in 2023 and couldn't be more proud of it. So that's it for now. Have a good one. I hope you have a badgery week, and I'll see you inside the Badger Den.